Alrighty, I'm out in the main room filming a little bit of content, and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to do a little bit of an updated rig rundown video. I know a lot of you out there are drum nerds like me and love a little bit of gear talk, especially when it's a brand new Yamaha recording custom kit. So this is in the Steve Gadd Piano Black, and it was actually Steve that spent about 3 years working with Yamaha to update this iconic series and bring it into the modern age. Some of the things they did was they took it from an 8-ply birch shell to a 6-ply. They took the bearing edges from 45 to a warmer, rounder 30 degrees. They made the lugs on the shells heavier for a little bit more shell control, but without killing the sustain. So just little features here and there. This is still very much quintessentially the amazing, iconic kit that the recording custom is. They are super easy to control, being birch. Birch has sort of like a natural gate system built into it, and that coupled with the emperors that I like to use on it, it just sounds exactly how I want my drums to sound currently, which is short, low, and straight to the point. Let's have a quick listen. Beautiful. So the sizes are 10 by 7.5, 12 by 8, 14 by 13, and 16 by 15, and then 22 by 16, which I've been wanting in the arsenal for some time now, a 22 by 16 bass drum. So the heads that I'm using on it are the black suede emperors, as I say, and then the clear ambassadors on the bottom. Once again, these heads are also quite good for tone control. So between these shells and these heads, it's really just exactly what I want to hear under the mics and just in person as well. I'm using a clear P3 on the bass drum and an Ebony P3 on the front. And the snare that I'm currently using is the 1989 SD493. So this is a 14 by 3.5 brass piccolo. It was only made between 85 and 95. And in the Yamaha world, it's considered one of the holy grail snares alongside the David Garibaldi snare, which was modeled off this snare because it's also a 14 by 3.5. These are stunning snares, super sensitive, lots of crack, lots of bite, and heaps of body too, even though it's a piccolo. I'm using a controlled sound on the top and a Diplomat snare side on the bottom. It's super sensitive with a lot of bite. Absolutely loving it. So the sticks that I'm using are my Wincent signature sticks, which are basically 55 Fs with a bit of a shorter taper on the top. I am using the Ultune double pedals. These are stunning pedals. I've got videos on these pedals if you want to find out more about them, but I can't rave about them enough. And I'm using all Yamaha hardware except for the double pedal. So everything else is Yamaha, including the 2-legged hi-hat stand. Now, when it comes to cymbals, I am using... At the moment, I'm favoring these, which are the 13-inch XISTs. They've got a really, really articulate bell, which I'm loving the bell interplay at the moment. And then above that, for my first crash on the left, is actually a hi-hat top. So this is the XIST Dry Dark Brilliant that I don't use in these hats anymore because I've got 2 bottoms for these hats. So I decided to use this as a crash, which I'm enjoying. And then on top of that is an 8-inch trash hit. Then here is my first stack, which is a mini stack, and it is a combination of a 10-inch XIST Ion Splash with an 8-inch China underneath. Then my second crash is a 16-inch traditional crash. Love these crashes. They're beautiful and lush. And then I've got a 10-inch trash hit on this side. Then we move over to my largest stack, which is a 14-inch XIST Ion hi-hat top on top of a 12-inch China. And then over here is my go-to ride currently. I've been using this as my primary ride for a while now. A 20-inch Sultan. Nice and articulate like a jazz ride, but it has a really good bell on it. Then over here we have a 19-inch XIST Dry Dark Brilliant as my right-hand crash. I love riding out on this thing. Then we have a 20-inch Turk China, nice and warm, not too abrasive like a lot of Chinas. It cuts through, but it doesn't hurt you in the process, which I like. And then for my micro hats here, I've got a 10-inch XIST hi-hat top. And then I've got an XIST 10-inch Dry Dark bottom. This combination I'm just finding really, really enjoyable. So let's have a look. Come on. There we go. Let's have a listen to these. And then the stacks. And then the splashes. And then the crashes. Then the China. And then the ride. And yeah, that's the setup. I don't think there's anything I've missed here. Oh, apart from the cymbal nuts. So these are also made by Ultune, so the double pedal company or the kick pedal company. I use these because they've just got a super strong spring on them, which isn't very common with this design. So these actually do stay on. A lot of these type of design cymbal nuts actually come off when you're playing. So, but these are amazing. So yeah, that's the setup. It's looking and feeling and sounding unreal. I'll be taking it out on the road pretty soon as well, but otherwise I'm just getting into recording in the studio. I've got a few things that I need to knock out. If you have any questions, let me know. I love talking about this sort of stuff. So yeah, apart from that, thanks for watching. Cheers.